Rescue workers in Mexico City are combing through the wreckage of metro carriages after a railway overpass collapsed onto a busy road. Latest reports say 23 people have died, including some children, and around 50 have been taken to hospital. The accident happened in the southern part of Mexico City at the Olivos station on the metro's Line 12.
All praises to the Most High YAHAWAH, the Heavenly Father, in the name of the Holy Spirit, the Earthly Mother, sanctifying YAHAWAH, the Holy Son. Brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike, welcome. This is your humble servant, Biglevi, and today is Tuesday, April the 4th, 2021, and it's currently 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Peace be with you, brothers and sisters. Peace be among you. There'll be no Jacob's trouble. We already went through Jacob's trouble. Father is coming to judging the wicked. He's coming to put judgment upon the other side and the Gentiles, the unyielding one, and the freaking two-third. Now, what you're hearing here, what you're seeing here, this is all the works of the Most High. Now, understand this. We've been saying this for at least 6 or 7 months now. All those things are built on top of ley lines, the train track, the road, the highways, the airways, the waterways, the maritime ways, all of them, the sea, the land, the air, all of it are built on ley line. Now, what you saw here, it's nothing new. We've seen things like that. Well, at least us. We've been telling people and warning them that this thing is going to keep happening. Now, this incident happened in Mexico and 23 people died so far and a lot got injured, and this happening on lane 12. Let's listen to what she said again.
The accident happened in the southern part of Mexico City at the Olivos station on the metro's Line 12.
Line 12. So we know the Mosai, he doesn't put those things like this just for, oh, it's just random, it happened on line 12. But for those of you who know, we know the 12, it's the number of the 12 tribes of Yasharala. And this thing happened, and you got all those massive deaths. Now, brothers, I would say within a week, you got 44 people or 45 stampeded to death. Okay, those are mass killing, brothers. Those are mass killing. You got 44 people stampeded to death, and you got India hospital, 17 or 18, or they die, and the fire engulfed them, and then now you got this bridge collapsed, 23 people died. This is no coincidence, beloved brothers. Excuse me, I just got up like an hour ago, so my voice is still hoarse and stuff. So it's just like the Most High sent me this. I quick do this. So as of today, May 4th, brethren, this is no joke. This is no joke. You've seen from a week, brothers, from 1 week, so many things happen, so many deaths. Okay, not within 30 days. I would say a 30 days interval. You see 53 people on a submarine die mysteriously. Okay, 44 people stampeded, and this thing happened. Not to counting what's going on in India. And people think like things gonna get back to normal, and they are bragging now. Some dude in Alabama say, hey, it's over, and down there in Florida, they revoke all masks and stuff like that, if I'm not mistaken. So those people think that the so-called the plague was the primary plague that was the primary worries. And it's now it's big. Look, the plague was your least worry right now. To what the Most I have in store for you, it just give you a little taste. And that thing is not going nowhere, man. India just passed 20 million, brethren. Okay? And we know all those things is happening because of Genesis 15, verse 13. But first, let us read Psalm 5, verse 11. But let all those that put their trust in thee rejoice. Let them ever shout for joy, because thou defendest them. Let them also that love thy name be joyful in thee. Let us be joyful, friend, brethren, sister. We all rejoicing in the heavenly name. Let us be joyful. This is all his work. This is all of his wondrous work. We need to give him full praises, credits, and everything. We're not going to give credit to poor engineering ship, if you can call that, the poor construction. No, this is the Most High doing this. All right, he is doing this because of Genesis 15, verse 13. And he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them for 100 years. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and fathers judging this nation through the 10 plagues of the apocalypse of Abraham. And this is a form of a pestilence. Accident happened non-stop, brothers. Okay? Non-stop. So this thing...
A car travelling under the bridge was crushed, injuring the driver. Speaking from the scene, the city's mayor said one of the columns holding up the bridge had collapsed, sending several train carriages to the ground.
At this point, we still have not identified those who are trapped, but rest assured that the Secretary of the Navy and all his team and the Civil Protection Team, as well as firefighters, of course, are doing everything they can to see if they can identify any further people.
So you still got people on crushing it. Okay, I'm not going to show the video because YouTube will find a way, to say, oh, you are promoting violence, or you show like, people dying in there. So you can watch it by yourself. But, brethren, let us keep on moving because we have a lot to go. There's so much going on. How long we are into this thing? 7 minutes. Good. Is it recording? Yes. All right. Let's go ahead.
24 hours. More than 40 million Americans are now under alert as we begin with a severe weather threat after 23 tornadoes reportedly touched down in the south in just 24 hours. More than 40 million Americans are now under alert as the conditions are ripe for more tornadoes today. Ginger Z is tracking the latest.
Now, again, for those of you who know, this isn't normal. Okay, this is number 10 of the 10 plagues of the apocalypse of Abraham. Okay. Thunder voices and destroying earthquake. Okay, thunder voices just mean the weather. Okay, all kind of things, hurricanes, typhoons, all of those things going to go. So this is what happened. 23 tornadoes reported touchdown in 24 hours. That means that at least they got one every hour. Almost one every hour, right? 24 hours, 23. For 1 hour, they ain't got one. In the south, they're all over Mississippi and Georgia and all of that. Okay. So I'm enough, and some people say that they show certain things I'm not going to show. They show some family that stuff pretty got messed up, but because of YouTube, and they won't do it to other people, but they will do it to me. So we will move in. Okay, this is not normal.
100 deaths in the last 24 hours.
Now,
the number
because of this, brothers, we know this is India right now.
Thank you for joining us. The number of coronavirus cases reported in India since the start of the pandemic has exceeded 20 million. It came as the Health Ministry announced more than 300,000 infections for the 13th straight day. And with nearly 3,500 deaths in the last 24 hours, the number of fatalities has topped 220,000. The surge in cases has brought hospitals close to collapse. On Monday, 24 patients.
It's always irritating me when people say close to collapse. This thing being collapsed. It already collapsed. If you got 2 people, 3 people per bed, or they don't have any more ICU bed, it collapsed. What next? You guys waiting that thing to happen just like that train over there in Mexico? That the bridge just collapsed? No, that thing is done. Okay? Now, let us check the plague. Last time I checked it, they had, updated a day ago. So 24th. No, it was the 24th, so they put 6 more days. So April the 30th, 884,000. It's this thing is at the highest as it is, as it was. And last May, let's see, April the 30th, April the 30th, it was 71,000. What is it? How do you defeat this? How did you defeat it? How are you just going to stand there and say, we're done? We defeated. That's the same thing that you said in February when things were going down. You say, woo, we defeat everything. We're done. The worst is yet to come. The worst is behind us. That's when your peak was like 700 and so over 700,000. Okay, January 1st you had January the 20th you had over 1 million, and now look at this thing is climbing up again. You thought you were done somewhere around February, and then March kicks in, our New Year's get in, and then boom. And we know you mess with the numbers. Again, we have no comment. Okay, on what's going on right now, we have no comment. It's just India just hit 20 million. Okay, the death rate is going off over there, and everything is going up. Brazil seems to going down. It's an up and down with Brazil. Okay, so it seems like everything is going down except for India. Wonder what's going on over there. Let's go ahead then.
Like something out of one of those old science fiction movies, but it's all too real. That's because a mysterious energy ray targeting and crippling certain people who work for the government. We've got the very latest on this.
Again, I don't really want to go into things like this because people always will bring conspiracy theories, alien, and then some type of like demons and stuff. We know this is the Most High doing all of those things. Okay, mysterious energy attacks in the U.S. under investigation. They record some near the White House, and I didn't want to make a video on this because I found an article, and it been coming on and on in the screen. I'm like, okay, this is the Most High trying to give me this message. Okay, well then let me go ahead and just do this. So now, and as you can see, there's some mysterious attack, going on. Some energy attack. People are feeling dizzy and stuff like that and things. So I don't want to go into this because it will develop in some type of conspiracy theories. Let's move to the next video. So now, brothers, look at this. No, let me see. I'm gonna pick it wide here. All right, right here is done. Look at this. That's thousands of cockatoo invaded. That's in Australia. Okay. Lately, brothers, you've been seeing birds. Look at this. Thousands of them. Like a while ago, not a while ago, 2 days ago, okay, somebody got to get over 1,500 of birds inside of their houses. And people think those things are cute. This is not cute, man. Those are horrible omen. Okay? You got the those animals, brothers. They are going over there and they are invading places. They are doing things like this. Okay? All right. And look at how this bird is like trying to eat his way inside of those people's houses.
Hello.
They think this is cute. All right. All right. They're all over the places. This man is feeding them, and then they think this is cute. All right. They think this is cute. And then this is not cute when you hear a story like this one.
May not provide comfort.
You know, it's a really sad, tragic event.
But
you absolutely feel for the boyfriend
her family and friends.
The odds may not provide comfort.
You know, it's a really sad, tragic event.
But they do add context to Friday's bear attack near Durango that killed a 39-year-old woman.
We're not going to probably ever have that answer of why or how. How did this encounter take place? What were the circumstances that led to this?
Over the last 2 years, Colorado Parks and Wildlife says there were more than 10,000 bear sightings and conflicts across the state.
We share a lot of the same places, and encounters are going to happen.
But Friday's attack was the fourth fatal attack since 1960.
Wildlife officers say they'd warned a woman for some 10 years that it was dangerous and illegal to feed bears. Those same wildlife officers are now investigating whether the bears fed on the body of that woman after she died or if they were responsible for killing her.
August 2009 in Ouray was the last deadly attack we covered. Before that, it was August of '93. A logger was killed and partially eaten by a 240-pound black bear near Salida. And in July 1971, hunters in Grand Lake took down the bear that killed a man from Denver and injured his fiancée just days before their wedding.
A bear is going to be naturally fearful of humans, and that's why these are so rare. Bears do not want to be around humans.
In Colorado, it's better to be bear aware than gamble with the odds.
Okay, so, you know, this is not cute. Okay, this is not cute, man. You get attacked by a bear, and then they find remains, you know, of this bear inside of this person. Okay, now there's another thing that happened with animal. Let me see if I can get this. Over there in Florida, so they have thousands of fishes that are still, they have no answer what happened and what's going on. They're still testing, but I'll take this video somewhere around. We'll find it. So let me go ahead and play the next video.
Tajikistan All Her Life. There have been... This is the first time Zebanisa has returned to her home since she and her family fled for their lives. It is completely destroyed.
Yeah, so this is number 10 out of the 10 plagues of the apocalypse of Abraham. Number 9, execution by the sword. The one with the bear was number 7, wild beasts will be their grave. So these women, you know, the beast ate her, the bear. Okay, she was the grave. The bear was the grave of her. Now we got this thing, war going, execution by the sword. Okay, so this is Kurzik. Boy, that country over there. So, and then
Zebanisa is Kyrgyz. She has lived in the village of Koktash on the disputed border with Tajikistan all her life.
Okay, she's crying. This is a plague number 1, which is sorrow for much needs. Well, it's just sorrow. And she's mourning her houses. And then again, number 10 too. Number 9, execution by the sword in flight and distress. So people die and things like that. And she fled, and then she came back. Okay. I mean, she fled.
There have been clashes between the Kyrgyz and Tajik communities in this region before, but never has military involvement left destruction on this scale.
There you go.
I had hope that when I came back there would be something left, but I'm devastated. God willing, with help of the people, we will rebuild our lives instead of moving. I want to rebuild here. This place has always been home. I will never leave.
Both the Kyrgyz and Tajik governments accuse each other of escalating the situation.
Okay.
Videos shot on mobile phones show the Tajik military moving into disputed villages. No Tajik homes were destroyed in the attacks in this village. This is one of 17 homes in this particular village that has been destroyed.
Here we go, man. So they got war over there. People are killing people. Next, move to the next video.
Police Department with the latest on the investigation.
Yeah, police say this all started as some type of domestic dispute between brothers that just got out of hand. Now, a 13-year-old has lost his life, and tonight, his 11-year-old brother is in police custody. Saturday afternoon, the Clinton Police Department responded to a domestic dispute between two brothers in a quiet Clinton neighborhood.
I think it was a common dispute as brothers have. I fought with my brother a lot growing up, as most boys do, and it might have got out of hand.
Police say the 11-year-old
might. An 11-year-old boy stabbed his brother to death. How is it might? You kill your own brother. What? Mike got out of him? No, he did get out of him.
Brother allegedly stabbed his 13-year-old brother. A family member called 911, and then a UMMC Life Flight helicopter responded, but the victim died on the scene. Now a family is in a living nightmare.
They have to be there for their son, who he's 11 years old. 11-year-olds don't know the consequences of their actions. And even though they've lost one, they don't want to lose another.
The Hinds County coroner confirmed that the 13-year-old died of a stab wound. His identity will remain anonymous at this time as police continue to investigate what exactly took place. We do know that several family members and children were present at the time.
Well, how is that happening? Nobody stopped that fight?
And this case will now head to the Hinds County District Attorney's office, where that 11-year-old will be tried as a juvenile. Because he's underage, this case will stay within the juvenile court system.
Yeah, no hitch, man. I mean, an 11-year-old boy stabbed his brother to death and stuff like that. Anyway, man, so let's just move into the next video.
An unbelievable act of heroism when an automobile accident on a bridge led to a little girl in a vehicle being ejected into the water below.
We see this all the time. I'm not going to even go into this. Car get into a wreck and then somebody got injected out of it. And remember that little boy in Miami? That car was driving and then he got injected out of the seat. He died. You know, the car wasn't even an accident, but he died. But here we go. Let's move to the next one.
Also developing, a deadly shooting in southwest Miami-Dade. Sky 10 above the scene near South Dixie Highway and 258th Street.
And you can see a tarp there that appears to be covering a body. Let's go to local 10 News reporter Leanne Motorhome live now on the scene for us with much more. Leanne.
And this is the Naranja area, specifically the Coral Bay Cove apartments off of US 1 and 258th Street. Let's take you up above to Sky 10. We can tell you that Miami-Dade police have...
So, some dude, killed a woman. I think she was pregnant, and then, he killed her. Now, brothers, back then, you used to see people getting shot because of drug dealing and some type of criminal activities going on. Right now, brothers, you see people are killing people for no reason. People are attacking people for no reason. They are out of their mind. And people are saying, oh, things like that, they happen all the time because, yeah, we got social media and all that. That's not what that is.
24-year-old Berwyn man died early yesterday morning after somebody shot him while driving, causing his car to flip over.
WGN Shannon Halligan has the latest on that investigation. Shannon.
Berwyn police are searching for the shooter who killed 24-year-old Brandon Corbin in the early hours yesterday morning. Today, family and friends said goodbye to Corbin and prayed for answers in his death.
There you go. You already know what crowd you're dealing with there with the amen. They had the pastor here and stuff like that. And then you'll see the Father and you understand why those things is happening, brothers. And don't let people sucking you into things like that. That somebody, you don't even know this guy, you don't know what happened. And then they're like, oh, brother, look at what they are doing to us and stuff. He was driving, he met somebody. They got into an altercation, and then that guy shot, and they shot him in the head, and he died. So let's see.
Loved ones gathered in Berwyn near the location where Corbin was shot around 2:30 Sunday morning. Family members said he was driving looking for a parking spot with his girlfriend. According to police, several unidentified men approached Corbin's car in the South Roosevelt Road alley at Winona Avenue. There apparently was a conversation between them, and as Corbin drove away, someone started shooting at his car. The 24-year-old was shot in the head. The car kept moving, hitting several parked cars, and eventually flipped over.
Okay, so now you got this dude with his girlfriend in the car. They went looking for a parking spot. Is that what that is? And somehow when they go looking for that parking spot and they were talking to a group of people, I'm not quite sure what happened. And then they start shooting at them, and they shot him in the head, and then the car was keep going when he was driving, and he died.
Corbin's girlfriend was also in the car at the time and was treated for her injuries, but Corbin did not survive. Corbin's father said his son was a hardworking young father of an 18-month-old daughter who was innocent in this, and he just wants justice to be served.
Each individual that's out here doing dirt and doing garbage needs to change. This is the glue right here. That's Layla.
Okay. So that's a young man and his daughter. Okay, this dude died, and then, you know, and he got something happened. The Messiah took him. And then the father is grieving, and he's under the first plague, sorrow. Again, brothers, not all skin folk are kinfolk. We have to detach ourselves emotionally from some people, because they have no interest in our people. They despise their own people. They really don't want nothing to do with us, and then all they want is stay in the church and then be a good Negro. They don't want anything to do with the Messiah.
Like I said, the tears are going to keep flowing, but as a community, we're going to rise above this.
Okay. Yeah, so, yeah, they still don't know what happened. Things like that keeps happening, brothers, okay?
After a deadly weekend in downtown Orlando, business owners are worried about losing customers after an already tough year. A 34-year-old man walked into a fight while walking on the sidewalk. He was shot at the corner of Orange and Central Boulevard. News 6's Eric Von Anken tells us why this second shooting in less than a month has some people on edge.
Okay, what's happening here in downtown Orlando is just the things are somewhat, well, things are getting back to normal. And as things getting back to normal and the Messiah say no, and a bunch of people are going down there, they are partying. This guy was walking on the sidewalk, and then he walked into a group of people, and he just asked to pass through. They didn't want to let him pass. And then a fight broke out, and then he got shot, and they killed him. Okay? And this is the Priest of Mahan. Okay, we're going to take a little of this, but this is the priesthood of Mahan, okay? Argentina, nuns on trial over sexual abuse of deaf children, all right?
More than 20 former students from the Antonio Provolo Institute in the western province of Mendoza have already found the courage to speak out. It was their testimonies that helped put two priests, Nicola Corradi and Horacio Corbacho, in prison in 2019, both for more than 40 years.
It's weird, like those children, they are deaf, and they were sexually abused by those priests, and the nun were there. They were involved in. Brothers, we went into this in a multiple podcasts. We really don't want to go ahead and do this because we don't want to trigger anything. Okay, so what they did, brothers, let me cut this straight. Let me let them talk. Let me think.
Now they'll again have to bring up those painful memories as 9 more accused are put on trial. The charges against them, including sexual abuse and corruption of minors.
Through much of their lives, they couldn't communicate because they didn't have sign language. The school prohibited it, so they couldn't describe what had happened to them. Then, no one believed them.
Okay,
Not until a sign language teacher reported it in 2016. The accused this time include 2 nuns, 4 former directors of the institute, a psychologist and a cook, all who deny the charges against them.
Okay, that's what the Priest of Mahan does, brothers. That's what they do. Okay, so you got this nun. They prohibited the children to learn sign language so they won't be able to communicate because they are deaf. They can't talk. Okay, and then for them, they were not be able to communicate. They could not tell anyone. After a long period of time, 40 years, they've been doing this thing for 40 years. And then it goes again with the number 40. Okay, for 40 years, they've been abusing children. That's what those people do, brethren. And then people are saying like, oh, those people know the way to heaven. They know the way to the Heavenly Father. Is that thing recording? Yes. Oh, already 30? All right, we got a lot to go. Let's go ahead, brothers. Those people don't know anything or any way to heaven, all right? Now, let's get to number 2 of the fiery conflagration of the city and the 10 plagues of the apocalypse of Abraham. This is Ashford. There's an explosion, house destroyed, huge gas blast. Okay, huge gas blast leaves resident trapped, so their whole place was burning. Remember the other house, that guy got, the house exploded. There were two senior inside of their wife and a husband. Both of them die, and these things all keep happening, and they are happening a lot more. All right, in a grander scale. Okay.
Brush fire battle that's going on in southwest Miami-Dade. It's been raging since we told you about it on Friday.
And so far, it has burned thousands of acres. Local 10 News reporter Alex Finney joins us live from the scene.
She has the very latest on the fight to contain this fire, and how well contained is it right now, Alex?
Okay, so what I can tell you, 55% containment at this hour, about 5,500 acres have burned so far. But I do want to direct your attention as to what's going on here behind me.
So wildfires are very rare down there in Florida. You would thought like because of the heat, this thing would have been like all over, but it's very rare. And so the fire started, and it's been started since Friday, and today is Tuesday, so it's been like 4 days, I believe, 4 or 5 days. It's still burning. Okay.
This is what we have here. Card Sound Road is shut down at this hour in both directions, I'm told. Drivers are being urged to take US 1 at this hour as they continue working this fire here. I did just speak with the Florida Forest Service just a moment ago, and they tell me the biggest concern right now is the movement of this fire. They want it to stay east of Card Sound Road because here's the thing here. If it jumps Card Sound Road, it could continue moving westward toward US 1, and that could be a major problem.
This thing is big. This is in Florida. It's still going on as May 3rd, May 4th. Still today, they haven't put it out yet. So this thing got music in it. So this is in India, brothers. Okay, the fire engulfs 6 shops, and you see, this is the most India can catch a break, man. Now you know it's just like the fire. Yeah, it's all over. It's all over. Those people can catch a break. Okay, this is the most I is doing. All right, this is in India. Let's move to the next video over there. Now this one is in Nepal. Okay, Nepal, bodies cremated outside CV. And the death tolls rise in Kathmandu, so they are burning those people body outside. And again, people will say, oh, this is like from 6 years ago, 3 years ago when they got a gas leak, again over there in Nepal. Not in India, but Nepal, see? Now, those are dead bodies, okay? They are lifting up and then drop and then cremating them. Because too many people are dying. And we told you Nepal is on the rise. This thing ain't going nowhere. Okay, this is another fire that happened to a boat station over there in London, and London's I don't know what's going on over there, man. But those are like the super rich yacht and stuff. Their stuff got burned down, and this thing is all over, man. You know, it's got those stuff. You see, this house is done. Fire is like all over.
Bill and Melinda Gates have announced that they are getting divorced after 27 years. The couple shared the news in a joint statement released a few moments ago, saying, over the last 27 years, we've raised 3 incredible children and built a foundation that works all over the world to enable all people to lead healthy, productive lives.
Wow.
We no longer believe we can grow together as a couple in the next phase of our lives. The pair will continue to work at the foundation together.
Yeah, that foundation that you have down there in Africa and Haiti, all over the world where you got those poor people, you can see the demon in their faces. So now, you know, the number one problem of divorces is money. Something is going on here. And somebody, hey, man, I can't be with you anymore. You spent too much time with Greg, and I can't be with you. You spent too much time with Shanti. Hey, things happen and stuff. And, you know, you people are so-called gods. These dudes take so much credit. They give that guy so much credit They give him all the credit of the Most High. They raise this guy like a god. He's a god to them. He makes so much money. He can wipe out the entire population. He's going to leave 500 people on the earth and stuff. They took all the Most High credit. They give it to a man. Now, this man is not powerful enough to stop his own marriage. That loser can't even hold his own marriage. After 27 years, 2 + 7 = 9, perfect destruction. And the wife say, you know what? The blessing is done. You're not making as much money anymore. I'm leaving you for Mendingo. So I'm out of here. All right. So now this dude is like, okay, well, whatever. So yeah, I'll do my thing. I'll still go ahead and give vaccine and stuff and things like that. So again, the number one reason of divorce in America is money. And those people seems to have, well, not seems, they have plenty money. I assume. You know, I won't be shocked if this dude came out and filed for bankruptcy, he lost all his money. And people will say, oh, it's a ruse, it's a ruse. The elite tried to say this, it's a ruse and stuff like that. They raise this man like a god. Look at this, his left eyes, the demon eyes. Okay? They raise this man, they give him so much credit how smart this guy is because he and the Vatican, they have our books that talk about the future, and they will bring those guys in because they are expert in these things, and they will tell them this is the reason, this is the event that will happen, and then say something, and then when it happened, and they will think like you did it. Our coronavirus and stuff like that, the next pandemic and stuff. Oh, he did this. This is why I got the vaccine. No, they don't. This is not a god. He's nothing. Give that guy a pat and water, he won't even know how to boil it. That's why the wife is leaving. All right, move on.
In Lawrence County, 2 teens described as best friends died when the ATV they were riding crashed. Scotty K shares that story.
She's very sassy, very outgoing.
That's how Wendy Polson describes her daughter, Madison Simmons.
Big heart, always put others before herself, always.
Polson says her daughter was spending time with her best friend, Jasmine Peak, on Thursday.
They were out riding the 4-wheeler, just having fun. After school work was done, just having a good time.
When she got a phone call no mother ever wants to get.
My pastor is finally the one that didn't know how to tell me, and I just asked.
Okay, her pastor. Those are the Christian. Those are the religious people. Now, her 2 daughters, okay, 2 teens, they were riding a ATV, and then they got killed. And people start seeing things like that, brothers, okay? All right, okay? Lord, another one? A teen was killed here in Atlanta this week. So sorry to hear these babies passing on. Pray. So they'll start seeing it, brothers. It's like, wait, another one? What's going on here? We know the Heavenly Father did this, okay? Listen.
Ask him, was she gone? And he said a mother's intuition already knows.
Madison had been killed in an accident.
She'll never be able to get her license, her permit, her first car that she wanted, going to prom, none of that. She won't get to do any of that.
According to Highway Patrol, the crash happened around 4:40 Thursday afternoon at the intersection of Milton Road and Pickens Street in Joanna. Troopers say the girls were on a 4-wheeler without helmets and tried to cross the road when they ran into a tractor trailer.
There you go. There you go. That's what happened, brothers. Y'all Christian girls and friends and stuff like that. The Most High took them.
Both girls died at the scene.
Jasmine was her best friend. They were like sisters. They did youth group together. They did cheerleading together, church together, everything together. If you seen one, you see.
They do everything together, including going to church together. Now, brethren, when things like that happen, our people, they will get emotional. They won't even look what the Most High is doing. Because the Most High, people, brothers, you think because you're going to church, you're doing something good. Actually, you're doing worse than somebody that go to a club. You see, when someone go to a quote-unquote a nightclub or bar, they just went in there to dance and get drunk. Or mostly just having some fun. They are not there to worship other gods. They're just in the middle of a bunch of other negative people. But when you go to church, you break the commitment, man. The commitment say nothing about going to club and anything like that. We cannot assume somebody go to the club or to just having some fun. They are doing something wrong. They are breaking the law. No, going to church is breaking the law of the Most High. So that's what happened here, man. All right.
A woman arrested after a high-speed crash that claimed the life one of her passengers last week was in court today.
Jennifer Carvajal is facing numerous charges, including DUI manslaughter, and today was her first time in front of a Hillsborough County judge on these recent charges. But it is not the first time she's been involved in a DUI crash that claimed a life. Jeff Patterson joins us now live from the Hillsborough County Courthouse with more on the story. Jeff.
Good evening, Josh and Stacy. Jennifer Carvajal has been in the hospital because of her own injuries from this crash. Today she was in court. Now she's back in jail facing very serious charges.
Good afternoon, Ms. Jennifer Carvajal.
The hearing lasted only a few minutes as a judge reviewed his ruling on bail for Jennifer Carvajal. She's facing numerous charges related to this accident. A Florida Highway Patrol trooper says he clocked Carvajal speeding at 111 miles an hour down I-4. When he tried to pull her over, she suddenly veered right and became airborne. All of it captured on the highway patrolman's dash camera. Two passengers in her car were ejected. One later died, the other seriously injured.
Yeah, so we're not going to even go there. So that's what those people do, man. They are killing each other.
As a woman is dead in a crash that has closed parts of a Polk County road. This happened just after midnight. Here is the scene along Havendale Boulevard in Winter Haven. You can see a car flipped over with the front end in shambles. The front tire was completely torn off. All eastbound lanes have been closed while FHP and...
All right, well, again, those cars being airborne. Don't know why, but that's what happened.
While I-10 eastbound and westbound in Baldwin County backed up for several hours this morning. It was after a semi crashed into the supports of an overpass. State troopers responding just before 8 o'clock to that single vehicle incident, the 18-wheeler going east, when it left the road and hit a bridge piling to County Road 87 near mile marker 56. The truck carrying a load of utility trailers severely damaged. The driver taken to a local hospital.
Yeah, so same thing keep happening over and over.
News this morning in Anaheim. The hunt is on for a hit-and-run driver involved in a deadly crash. This is a live look from the scene at South Brookhurst and Orange Avenue. It is blocked off right now. The accident happened just before 3 o'clock this morning when somehow a black Kia and a white Mercedes slammed into each other. 3 people in the Kia were killed.
So now, somehow they don't know. They just slam into each other early in the morning. And we know why those things are happening. And a lot of people are dying, brothers. Mass death. Mass death. Seems more people are dying today than they are being born. They always say this garbage. Oh, more people are being born than people are dying. Okay. Well, you got all those people dying in India and all over the world. You know, that's not a good deal. That's not a good look, man. It's not a good omen, okay? Now, brothers, we over here, we give all praises and all credits to the Most High, and this is His will. We're staying out of it, and things are going on, okay? 3 men killed and 5. Okay, that's the one we just rushed over there in Manheim. I'm not quite sure how did this happen. Okay, so... Okay, this is India. What happened when a child's parent dies due to CV? Yeah, so it's all over. All right, this thing is all over. Bill, they are getting divorced. And those people are not gods, you know, like the way our people are raising them up. They are so powerful. And so, 007 have been quiet for a while now. Red State are fighting back against the reset. What does this mean? Look at this. Look at those guys. Those are the guys that give Gates so much credit raising that guy's name and stuff like that. Dozen kills in eastern Burkina Faso attack in Koldial village and some Common J village leave 30 people. and stuff. So many things is happening, brethren, and we really don't have time to go into all of them. Okay, family are paid. 5G's reward an attack that left 60-year-old driver in a condition. Russia escalate at the Ukraine border 13 minutes ago. Let me see. Show of force or failed threat to the west. Okay. A bunch of things, man. A bunch of things. Coronavirus crisis after 7 mini ICU. India is going through hell, man. Anyway, beloved brothers and sisters, have a nice day. I'm going to upload this right now in a few more hours. We are going to do the prayer. Shalom.